Hey, hello everyone. A warm namaste from me, Ashish here from Prothoughts, and I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is the new edition of program management. I hope you can hear me, see me, and see the presentation. If it's yes, just type yes in the question and answer or chat button. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. Lovely, lovely, and no, I'm a little 2 minutes late, and I'm sorry for that. There was a technical glitch, and I'm glad that I could sort just in time. Um, right. So thank you all of joining. I think it's a good audience today. A lot of you, and I think you are eager to note about what is the fifth edition all about in the PGMP. What is the new change? And there are some of you who have already taken the PGMP training, but probably not taken the exam. What it impacts you, or whoever is are waiting for the PGMP, what is the impact of the new edition, what the new edition is doing, why there is a new edition. I am going to answer all these questions. Why the edition changes, what is the reason behind this edition changes, what exactly are the new changes. I'm trying to incorporate all these things in a quick summary of 45 minutes. I'm going to open last 15 minutes for question and answer. So for the people who have just joined, okay, a very high hello for you. Uh, and I think there are still some of you are joining. This is a quick summary about me. uh, and no, I love doing what I'm doing, and I did my program management in the year 2010, which was just launched, and no, I think it was the first edition, if I'm not wrong, or probably the second. But yes, okay, I did it pretty back, and now there has been some changes. The changes are over 4 or 5 years. The edition changes. That's good. Okay, so this is little about me, and okay, welcoming you all. There are some of you are joining. The most audience joins between is 802 to 8010. No, so that's something which many people are joining. So warm welcome to all of you. Right. So let me start with what are the new changes and how I want to cover each and everything of how, why, what, how, when, all these things in the PGMP changes. I hope that this would be quite useful for you. Great. Okay. Now let me tell you who does the changes to the edition. Okay. You have been seeing that there have been contributor to the PGMP guide, and I have been the reviewer, etc. Uh, so let me tell you, there is a product team at PMI. Okay, who does all the research, and they set a direction on what the changes needs to be there. Okay, so how to position this program management in the market? What is the gap? So that is based on a lot of research. Now, for the content, there is probably a four-member volunteer team, and they pick up one or two experts. So there will be a development lead, which will be from PMI, then the co-development lead, which who will be a volunteer, etc. So there will be a couple of guys who are steering this, writing the guide. Okay, I'm not too sure about how they choose the right people, because the current, uh, the co-development lead, I didn't see a PGMP certification tag with his uh, name there. But yeah, so and then there are a lot of contributors. Okay, contributors are typically who are the one who will check the grammatical things, who will review the content, will establish a flow, check for syntaxes and all these things. So they are basically reviewers, and generally there is a brainstorming session with certain people to give some ideas about how to go about doing things, right? But if you see the PGMP guide, it is really at a 60,000 high fit level, uh, in the sense that how to implement, what should be the process, tools, techniques. Unlike a PMP, it is not elaborated in the PGMP guide, right? So it is a little at a higher level. So that's how has been the guide so far, right? So I'm just setting the context, how things changes are done. So however you think research is there and all these things, there is a little biased view. And I have seen that most of the biased views are from the Western economy. Although India, like I represent India, Indian people have started saying say. So no, but mostly it is like a US based thing, right? But this is how the changes are decided. Okay, to an extent. You can ask me questions as you want. Okay, this is my understanding. Now this is a very important slide. Okay, when I change an edition, generally it is a directional change. Like PGMP, I see some of you who have attending the workshop are already PGMP and they have done it from us. Uh, uh, PJMP is all about direction. PJMP is not about speed like PMP. PMP or a project management is performance based. Program management is a learning based. Okay, it's getting taking a direction. Even edition changes are direction based. It is not really what meat I am adding to that. Okay, so if I have to put the three directional changes in the current fifth edition, from the fourth edition to the fifth edition, okay, they are trying to go towards a principle based document, a product which is a principle based. Now, which comes to your mind, a principle based product? Anyone can think about a principle based product? In fact, there are many ones, but anyone who can think about a principle based product which comes to your mind, you can type in question answers as well. Nothing comes. Even PMP, they're changing it to principle based from a process based. There were process group. In fact, the meat remains the same, but the way they have market package it changes. Like agile is a principle based, disciplined agile is a. So they are trying to say that principle based. Principle means why we are doing what we are doing. What do you mean by principle? Principle means why we are doing what we are doing. That is a principle base. Process tells you how we are doing. So that is one fundamental change they are bringing. Okay. So it is more of a mindset change rather than a content or exam based change. Okay. So want to put that perspective correct. Now, second thing is very important, okay, because I do agility as well, okay. So they have widened the scope. So programs earlier were organizational framework, so they have widened the scope and said that it takes care of all the programs, including agile programs. So they are giving you an idea how programs should be done. Again, that doesn't change the content what is there in the fourth edition. They're trying to set a direction. So maybe in the next edition, they will have one section saying that, okay, for agile programs, you need to probably use a certain, because it's still a very high level. So they will not, but maybe they will add something for agile. But today they are nothing. They say that I can include all the programs. So in line with the second, they added the third. Okay, greater flexibility. So it is second and third are more or less same, like adaptive approaches. So they can include any, okay, if you are doing for any business needs or environments, you can use this principle based document of program management and use it for any business need or any environment and tailor it. Right? So they widened the scope. They said that, okay, it's not only for organizational framework. And in fact, all the PMI standards are saying that, are going that agile and including all the scope. Similarly, this is also doing that. Right? This is the fundamental change. So if someone asks, what is the change from fourth edition to the fifth edition? This is the change from the fourth edition to the fifth edition. If you understood this, this is what is the change. And to incorporate this change, what is the content I am adding? Right? We will see that. Now, if I had to give you a brief history, maybe this slide would have been earlier, but if you give you a brief history, when it was launched, okay, program management, okay, was certainly written by a person who was a PMP certified, right? So he used the same life cycle kind of an approach, right? From birth to the death of the program, what should be the focus? And he introduced three domains, which were benefits, okay, stakeholder, and the governance, right? That's what he did at the start when it was launched. And in the second, they actually changed from a domain oriented to a process oriented. In fact, in the second edition, it was a huge change, saying that it is exactly like a mirror to the process of 49 process groups and similar to that, and knowledge areas with a life cycle flow, activities, and everything. So introduce that. And then in the third edition, they reverted to the first domain oriented approach, and they included a strategy domain, okay, along with the other three domains. And idea was how I can use it in my day-to-day programs. Third edition. And the current edition, fourth edition, was the extension of the third edition. So if you see that, okay, they have written in the PJMP guide, the changes were based on the definitions, the clarity, the updates, syntaxes, grammars to become a more readable. So fourth edition was the similar thing, and the fifth edition, okay, is in line with the fourth edition. So they added new content. I will tell you what is the new content. And that is basically principle based. So PJMP, the evolution of change has been extremely, extremely slow. Okay. So I think, okay, I would have imagined a more robust, okay, more changes. Okay. So that's not been there. Okay. Nevertheless, okay, the awareness is not there in a lot of leaders of today on program management. Okay. So that is not there today. And I think that is one basic part in using it. I'll come to that part, my views on that. Okay, so this is your 5 editions of today. Now, I had taken this from the guide, okay, but I'll explain. Okay, so they have mentioned in the PGMP guide, I had taken a screenshot from the PGMP standard guide, what has been changed. Okay, so if you see that, okay, so they have updated the section 1 to include all introductory elements. So they have just expanded the definition to include some specific detail of the new identified principles. I will tell you what are the principles, okay? But they have included what is the new content, uska reference, that reference they have put in section 1. Okay. So they have included that, okay, they updated in the same, reorganized and streamlined the flow of this here in the section 1. And in the section 2, okay, That is the main change. They added the 8 principles, right? That is the main change. So that chapter, okay, of some 13 or 14 pages is the 10 pages, I guess, is the main change. Okay, they added these 8 principles. Why we do what we do, and this is are the key principles showing that okay, we go along this lines. Okay, these are the important facets of the program. When I say domains, domains represent themes. Themes means the prominent work of the program. Principles are why we are doing what we are doing. This program revolves around that. When we do the program management, we'll talk more about that, of course. Okay, and and the other part is more or less the same. They have put some activities in appendix instead of the program activities, and other additional okay thing is the collaboration domain they added. So there were 4 domains, they added the 5th domain, collaboration, which is integrating the 4th domain. Okay, so that's what it is for ease of understanding, okay, ease of implementation. So if you ask me what they have done, they added the principles, 8 principles, and the collaboration book. Right? Okay. So that's what they had done. So so the big change is this. Okay, they added 8 sections, 10 pages, section 2 on principles. My idea is not to tell you what is these principles and how they are doing, but if you see, it is really at a high level. Okay, if you see, there is an agile term called team of teams. So you can understand the idea to do adaptive things as well. Okay, it's kind of self-explanatory. It is not like arcane. I will tell you where the problem lies when you are reading the guide. Okay, in my subsequent slides. But this is the big addition. 8 sections. Okay, in the section 2. This is the big addition. Otherwise, there is hardly any change from a content point. And this is the domain which is added. That domain is okay, is a integrating domain, okay, integrating all the other performance domain, which is strategy, stakeholder, benefits, and governance. Earlier, it was some integration management as a key function. They added the collaboration domain, right? These are the content-wise changes. So I told you why there is why that edition is changed. Okay, we try to explain and what is that new content that have been provided. Okay, and how is the direction going? We covered so far, right? So this is what it has been to. Now we will see what has not changed. Okay, what has not changed? Okay, so almost nothing has changed. According to me, there is nothing significant that changed. Nothing significant for a person who has done already the PGMP from the PGMP guide, and now there is a new edition. Oh wow, what needs to be? I need to reread that? I don't think so. Like when there was a PGMP, I think 6th and then 7th edition, the whole packaging was completely different. The whole, no, the flow was completely different. Although the content was, the meat was there, like scope, schedule, and everything. But the way it was presented was drastically different. The agile was added. Uh, there's nothing like this. Principles are at very high level, and these are, they talk as if okay, if you are knowing project management, it's very generic. Okay, and that's something which I think the guide lacks. I'll talk about that. Okay, the content which has been added is in section 2 about the 8 principle and the collaboration domain. So people who have already taken the PGMP with us or otherwise on the fourth edition, if you read this and the collaboration domain, you should be good. Okay. If any one of you want to have a refresher with us, you are most welcome, especially the Prothoughts members. The PGMP exam, okay, will not change. I don't foresee any change. There will be questions on the new principles, but I don't see a major impact. There will be not many questions on that, right? So there would be questions on the new. So I would definitely encourage to read the section 2, and I will also put another video on what is this 8 new principle means, and I will put a explainer kind of a video if possible on our YouTube channel, so that whoever has done earlier the PGMP, they can only refer this additional content and should be good with the guide. I hope that addresses, right? So I don't see, okay, to long story short, I don't see a significant change from the fourth edition to the fifth edition. Right. Now, for people who are new to PGMP standard, so why there is this standard and why? What is the idea of the standard? Okay. This standard helps the program management fraternity as a guideline to implement program. It tells you how you can actually do programs in a structured and a proven way. That's what is the guide all about. It's a guideline. It also tells practices and things which have been done earlier by program managers, so you can also use that in your programs. Besides that, it tells you how is it different from projects, portfolio, the work involved, the domains, okay, which is the work involved in program management, how they integrate, the detail of activities, the detail works. Activity is nothing but the work, okay, and how it is being carried out. What are the main artifacts, right, from the business case, and what is the program plan consist of, program, a lot of artifacts. In fact, Prothoughts gives a lot of artifacts for you to use, okay, in your day-to-day programs, like templates. Okay. So the standard provides all these things. But unfortunately, what I have seen, the standard talks at a very high level. So if I don't know if anyone has attended a PGMP or has attended any course, I don't know, but if unlike a PMP, okay, if you are not proficient in program management, doesn't understand the guide, okay, it the content can be very boring, can be monotonous. You will not get a wind of what is that programs you're talking about. There are no references of that program. So how to use the programs in a day to day? There is a lack of content. What can be the different tools, the techniques that you some program managers are added? What you can do that? Okay, how the principles are tied up? What should be the mindset of the program manager? What should be the tacit skills, or what should be the skill? This is all missing in the guide. Okay, okay, I'm sorry for the typo there. It can be generic, I said. The guideline is at pretty high level. It can be generic, okay, and very generic, monotonous to the extent monotonous. Nobody has implemented the programs. Okay, it doesn't talk about how actual program works. Like for example, how is the benefit map? So what is the benefit breakdown structure? You don't know how to do that, right? So there are no examples of program, no examples of artifacts, no examples of the tools on their usage. Okay. So if you are completely new, okay, I am not preposterous here. but I am talking from my experience and from other candidates' experience. We have been doing it from 2017, and the if you read the PGMP guide, it can be a bouncer to most of it if you are not experienced in a real life program which they are trying to talk about from a structured way of doing things. And that's the very essence that we saw an opportunity to add value to the PGMP program management guide. Okay, so that's where we add a lot of value. So, and that's where, okay, the basic thing we do is that I can guarantee you one thing, that it is not a monotonous but a fairly engaging workshop where people will be definitely awake and doing a lot of activities, right? And the second thing, we use how the programs have been done with artifacts. And in fact, like I said, we provide a lot of templates for you to use that in your workplace as well. That is what we are trying to do, right? Okay, right. Okay, so let me move ahead. Okay, I want to talk about the differentiating factors. I don't want to spend time, but I want to highlight the last part, which is the application support. This time, one more change in the PGMP, not in the guide, but in the PGMP. One more change is the application support. The application support, okay, in the new edition, okay, with the new edition, okay, they have changed the application support, so they have reframed the questions, okay, but they're asking the same question, but they have reframed the questions around three ideas: leadership, benefit, and strategy. So instead of four questions, there are now three questions, so it's an easier application than before. Also, they have added the volunteers more. So now we got in March, okay, we did a PGMP, already two people have passed, okay, submitted, and the application was approved in 2 weeks' time. So it's very fast. Earlier, it used to take a month or whatsoever, okay. So what I'm trying to say is the application has become easier, okay. Questions are same, reduce one, the processing time has been better. Okay, that's what has been changed really, right? Okay, so that's one big change. Oops. Now, since I was talking about the value add, so these are a lot of things that we give. Okay, one of the main thing are the mock exams. We give 4 mock exams of program management. Okay, and there are a lot of other things like templates, case studies, flashcards, mind maps. In fact, our case study is the end case study. We actually, whatever we have learned, we tried to give you a real life case study where we will implement right from strategy, uh, how to select a program and its component. So that's kind of a case study that we have. So there are a lot of things. Okay, we are going to add a lot of explainer videos that will help you guys to understand some concepts on your own, even after the trainer has done that. So we are going to do that. There is a lot of free content on the YouTube as well. Besides this, this is all given as a part of the course, right? Okay, so these are the things that we give you. Now, very interesting fact about program management. Now, I think why I'm talking a lot about program management, because I think, okay, the program management, I think, is a upcoming field. But many of leaders, organizations today do not know how to do program management, and they do an extension of project management. And no, so there is, according to me, a lack of awareness on doing programs. In fact, many people even do not know there is a program management guide that can be used. okay, for doing programs. So there is a lot of lack of doing things. Now, this I have shown you the demand for program managers. So although this is the designation wise, so it cannot may not be a pure program manager, but since there is a designation, I'm showing you how many jobs are there. This is India statistics, 38,000 odd jobs on Naukri, which is a leading job portal. Okay. Uh, I think this is the LinkedIn job portal 922 9228. Okay. Which shows a lot of program manager. Are the salary brackets by filtering on Naukri.com. So you have, okay, a lot of people in higher brackets also looking for program manager, right? So I have not gone to individual jobs, but what I'm trying to tell you through these slides, there is a demand for program management. There is a good demand for higher management roles of program management. And if you have, okay, the right way of doing things, program management definitely saves cost and generates quicker revenue, reduces your opportunity cost, and it's in big numbers. Your programs are huge in nature, right? This is your, okay, I think this is the LinkedIn jobs, okay, in India. Okay, these are, I think, the monster jobs. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But these are the LinkedIn jobs 619 in India, and these are the jobs in United States for program manager on LinkedIn. LinkedIn jobs, I think the designation wise are more relevant than probably a Naukri.com. But you can understand, okay, program management can be applied across domains. And this is the fifth standard, which has actually introduced greater flexibility to do it across domain and has included adaptive approaches as well. So it will be beneficial for people who are even doing agile program management, a team of teams approach, right? So this is one of the good things about, okay, the new edition changes. So I wanted to show some statistics, and this is generally for the leaders. Okay, the leaders or the leadership team suggest that there is a good demand for program management. It's a key skill today in a lot of organizations, and if we equip with the right tools, right practices, I think you will have a edge of doing the things right. So this is very going to be a essential thing in a lot of programs, a lot of organizations if you do it right. And this program management helps you to do it right. Right? Okay, we are having a batch next Saturday, Sunday, and then in June. So we do it 2 months, every 2 months. Uh, Generally, we get in a scale of around 10 to 15, and we actually kind of weight the profile. And if someone just wants to do a elite certificate, we do not encourage. We tell them the other courses because we do agile and project management as well. So we just do not take anyone who wants to program management as such. Okay, so we advise counsel as well, right? Okay, so good. I think I am kind of at the end of this webinar. My main job, okay, was to highlight the new changes, why the changes, what constitutes the change, and what is the impact of the new change. I hope you have got a semblance of idea of the new changes, right? Okay, great. Now I'm going to open it for question and answer. So now we have a little extra time. I think it's around 8:38, 8:39. So I think I'm 5 minutes earlier than from my question and answer time. So I have more time for questions and answers. So please, okay, anyone, whatever question answers you have, please let me know. Come on, guys. Because I think whatever questions you ask, it will help others, which I might have missed to include that. Sudhakar, if you can type your questions in the question and answer thing, that will really help. Sorry. There is a question and answer thing. Sudhakar, if you can go ahead and type there the question and answers, that will be nice. Ram Dasan, the course is online or in person? The course is online for a simple reason, because we get a lot of students across different areas, even abroad. So we do it online, and we do it in the later half of the day to accommodate the uh, uh, no, abroad, mostly the US guys. Okay, and the next question is, what's the course fee? So, Sudhakar, I also do not know. Really, I do not know the course fee. I will have someone send you a mail on that. Okay, and then you can talk with that. Okay, I have the claim code as well. So, as you are asking questions, I will also launch a poll, so you can answer your poll questions, and I will give you the claim code. It will also come on your email ID as well. Any more questions? Happy to answer your questions. This April will be our first batch on the fifth edition, and we are giving a little discounted fees for the first batch. So the PGMP is like a little boring thing in that sense. So the idea is, no, I don't know how. If you are not aware of the PGMP guide, maybe this presentation would not have much sense. My idea was that you are aware and have a good idea about the PGMP guide. Then you know what is the new changes from the fourth to the fifth. Sudhakar is asking, what is the application review mechanism you do? Okay, the one of the biggest things, Sudhakar, in the application process is to write answers to the questions on, say, benefits or leadership or governance. Okay. Now, since most of the people, from my experience, does not do programs in the way the PGMP guide wants to do that and wants their application to be it. So you need to put a narrative, good narrative story from your experiences, and put it in the language that PMI wants. And that becomes a very difficult task. And that's where we help to put a good story there. It's like writing, for your US universities a synopsis to get it passed. So that's the big help we do in the review of the application process. Come on, all of you answer, please, and then I will end the poll. Okay, there is one more question. Great. Okay, no. Okay, he said only thanks. Okay. Uh, Happy to have more question, guys. Okay. I think whoever wants to answer has answered. So I'm closing the poll. So guys, okay, I'm going to end this presentation a little early, okay, of time, but I hope that the content was useful to all of you. If you have any questions, you have my LinkedIn ID. I'm going to put the claim code and my LinkedIn ID in the chat. So here you go, the claim code. Okay, it's in the chat window. You can see that. And whoever, okay, wants to get in touch with me, I will be happy, right, to be in touch with them through my LinkedIn. So I have put my profile on LinkedIn for everyone. Okay, happy to be in touch with you. So any questions you have, you can personalize message me. I can have a call with you, answer it on your LinkedIn message. Or you want to have a call with us, you can dial this number or drop a mail and or drop me a message. We'll be happy to help you in any information you like, right? And uh, I can, there is a lot of literature on PGMP on our YouTube channel, on our blogs as well. I will encourage you to read from an information perspective. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. So Sudhakar has said I had done a session in 2021 and for some reason I didn't attend. I'm to complete in June. Yeah, sure, we can help you, Sudhakar. Okay, with the new edition, there are some changes. It will be good to incorporate that changes since you are not attended. Lovely. With me on my LinkedIn profile, I will be happy to answer your questions. And for everyone else, okay, no, wish you all the best luck. Let's be in touch and please, we try our best to give you as much information as possible on the various aspects of project management. So keep tuned to webinar, keep suggesting new topics, and we will see how we can actually respond you back with our experts and our information from our experts. So thank you everyone and have a wonderful good night and a good day for some of you who are joined from abroad. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you so much.